Hello Blizzard fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Railgan and Bombs on Orbital Shipyard. Railgan sent me this replay a couple of days ago and said this is a really interesting game, so I'm really interested to cast it, and it features Terran, so that should make my subscribers happy because I've not been casting very many Terran games. In the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Zerg player, Railgan, our hero. And again, I want to remind you that Railgan and Tang and Walnut and Vampyworm and all those people that submit replays on a consistent basis send me both wins and losses. So please do not assume because I'm familiar with the player here that he is going to win. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Terran player. It is Bombs. Pretty straightforward. Lots of bombs, I have to assume. Maybe Widow Mines and like Liberators and stuff like that. I don't know. Either way, this was played on the latest balance patch of Legacy of the Void. So we're going to see Liberators not have to upgrade, research and upgrade rather, to use their Defender mode, anti-ground mode previously. Also, KD8 Charge doesn't do crazy stuff to worker AI anymore, which is kind of nice. And in addition, what else did we see for Terran? I think that was pretty much it. Those are the big ones that I can remember. A lot of stuff to do with KD8 charges, but spawning pool coming up here as well. There's the expansion coming up for Railgun, choosing not to take the one back here, instead going for the one up here. I've seen this more than once recently. I'm not sure what the motivation is for this base, to tell you the truth. The SCV just kind of hanging out, feeling very, very brave. Just kind of doing a good job scouting. 2 SCVs? Was he trying to bunker rush or what? I don't know. I mean, there's a command center there, so probably nothing too crazy was being planned. And a couple, we have some Marines here for defense. Getting a factory. It's not a Reaper expand play. Not going to see any Reapers at all, I have to assume. Swapping on out for Hellions. So going to use Hellions for the harassment instead of the Reaper. Ling comes up, tries to get in through this down to supply depot, but can't because the Marines are in a good position to kill it. Starport coming up as well. So a bit of a 1-1-1 with a command center in there for our friend Bombs. Railgun popping around, just trying to see what he can see. Bunch of Queens blocking that ramp. Very smart play. Here come the Hellions. Let's slow it down. They're going to try to kill some workers, but there are 3 Queens here. That is a large number of Queens. A bit of a juke from the Hellions trying to get around the backside, but no, the Queens say, not in our house. You're getting a Spine Crawler as well to help against you. Spreading the creep here would be pretty nice as well, not give us much of an easy place for the Hellions to run out. Getting an Evolution Chamber, 2 Evolution Chambers to help block that off. What are we doing with the Starport? And instantly into a Liberator. Okay. More Hellions coming up, and a supply depot drop. Actually, I haven't seen that very much, at least in the higher levels of play. And Railgun's a good player. He's about Masters level, I think. And so this should be a Masters level Terran player because of the ladder. Again, the ladder I think has some problems, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect from it as far as a quality of opponent here. But again, considering this was sent in by Railgun, I have to assume it is pretty good quality. All right, Spore Crawler is up there to deal with drops, I have to assume. Maybe Vision, Banshees, I don't know. Baneling Mist coming up as well. And these Hellions just kind of popping around. Their numbers are growing in size, though, up to 5. Do we have another one? Another one's coming up. The Liberator coming around the left side. Going to get spotted by this creep, potentially. Yeah, I think Railgun catches just a snap, just a sniff. But here we go, transforming into Hellbats in the front here. The Queen's trying to do what they can. Immediately, one Hellbat does die thanks to that Spine Crawler. But what's the Liberator doing? Oh, using the Defender mode to snipe down drones left and right, one-shotting those guys. The Queen's trying to chase these Hellbats. Workers transferring, getting chased down as well, dying left and right. They are faster, though, so that is pretty good. This Queen needs to come up and defend, and yeah, just doesn't do enough damage, I don't think. The Lings on the backside are very useful, though. Good micro. Turning around, though, as Bombs. One of the Hellbats dies. Another one of the Hellbats is just about to die. Good transfuse, and finally the Hellbats get cleaned up. But this Liberator has 6 kills, has 7 kills, has 8 kills. Just one-shotting these guys left and right. Workers are dying. The Liberator managed to escape with a little bit less than 50% health. And are we dropping in again? No, there's a Spore Crawler in pretty good position. Railgun doing what he can against this Liberator, getting Spore Crawlers up. Using Queens as well, I have to assume. The Queens have been very useful in this Hellbat Liberator opening from our friend Bombs over here. Doing another command center. Bob's very intelligently expanding while attacking more. Look at this. Is this just mass Hellbat? Mass Hellbat and not any more Liberators in production. I don't have to. Nope. Terran vehicle weapons level 1 being researched, as well as some tech labs +1/+1 coming up for the ground units. Melee, I guess, specifically for Railgun, as well as a lair. So what are we doing? There's the anti-ground mode. Again, Defender mode comes up, but the Spore Crawler getting free shots off on that Liberator, taking it down to 60 HP again. That's a different one, right? No, that's the same one. Here we go, setting up right here. How much damage does that do? 85 damage from a range of 15. Again, it's like a siege tank in the air. It is a crazy unit. Spreading the creep over here is good so the queens can actually attack this guy. But 85 damage to the face is no joke. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Basically can almost two-shot these queens. Not quite, but close. Setting up another defender mode area. Area of denial right here again. And Blizzard actually got rid of that blue kind of crosshair thing as a permanent effect. It does show up when you deploy, but it goes away and just shows the standard circle after it's already out. Another Liberator here, setting up kind of a denial of area mode. Boof! Drone comes out and dies again. Queen's coming up, say, get out of our house, Liberator. But no, it's in range. One more shot. Boom, the Queen goes down. The Liberator taking shots from the Queen, but I don't know that it matters. Can escape. This guy moves right on in. And going to try to take down workers as well. Liberator now up to 1 kill. Another shot on that Queen. Ooh, does get the 1 shot on the Queen, but not the next one that it needed. Is it actually going to die? Yes, the Queen does manage to kill the Liberator, but at what cost? Lings running around trying to do what they can, but there are so many Hellbats. I don't think it matters. The Lings can't really do too much damage. Lings and Banelings. The Banelings are getting that centrifugal hooks upgrade to get that speed. Getting Glial Reconstitution. Going to go Roach, Ling, Baneling here, as well as a Spire. So Railgun doing a lot off of these 3 bases, but again, the Terran player is very well established on 3 bases as well. 64 to 68 Harvesters, really doing a fantastic job of it. This guy morphing and actually going to die. Does have 3 kills, gets 3 total, but these Queens are very proud of themselves right now. 1 kill, 3 kills, 1 kill. That is all Hellbats and Liberators. Another hatchery coming up, and so many upgrades, and actually getting Corruptors here. So maybe the Corruptors are going to be the answer to the Liberators. I don't know. Overlord getting sniped down by this Liberator. It's only 7 damage, but 2 attacks. So 14 total damage from this Liberator in the air-to-air mode. Hellions coming in, trying to deny this 4th base, forcing a cancel. Banelings rolling in, taking out a bunch of those Hellions, and the Lings coming up to try to clean up the rest of them. But the Hellions are in a good position, especially with that blue flame upgrade, the Infernal Pre-Igniter. Going to try to find a place to survive, but the Roaches sniping them down one by one. They're dancing back and forth. Bombs has pretty good control, but I don't think it's enough. Unfortunately, getting that full surround with the Roaches and the Lings, all the Hellions get cleaned up. Pretty well handled there by Railgun. Total units lost, 14 drones, 25 Lings, and a Queen compared to 14 Hellions, 2 Liberators, and 5 Hellbats. I'd say that's pretty even at this point. Railgun doing a good job holding this harassment off. More and more Hellions coming up, though. A 4th base now established by Bombs. I just feel like Railgun needs to do something a little bit more, needs to get a little bit aggressive, but I don't know that he feels like he can. Can the Lings get that surround that they need? Not quite. They do take out 2 or 3 of the Hellions. Another one goes down, and another one might die. No, it does survive with just a couple hit points there before it escapes back. The Lings pull back as well. The Corruptors are here. I guess the Corruptors are there again to deal with the Liberators. We'll have to see. Again, setting up some defender mode right here. Pretty good location for it. Ling run-bys will get sniped. I guess Ling run-by right here will not, but that is okay. Lings popping on in, taking some hits from this Liberator, but it doesn't really matter. Banelings coming in as well. Corruptors are here trying to snipe down that Liberator. Banelings rolling on in, taking some big hits on these siege tanks. The Roaches trying to kill siege tanks as best as they can, but they all died. Tanks are doing a lot of damage there. 7 range, 28 damage, 2 armored units, which do include Roaches. Another expansion on its way for Bombs. Bombs is harassing and expanding so fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total bases here at the 10-minute mark. Legacy of the Void is fast, my friends. Spine Crawlers coming up trying to defend against this crazy Hellion play. In production are 6 drones and 2 Spine Crawlers. That is it. Whoa, a Greater Spire coming up. Are we going to see Brood Lords? That is the question. This is such a huge tank push, though. Wow. Tanks, Hellbats, a couple Thors in the mix as well. This is mech, as we have seen in Heart of the Swarm, alive in a Legacy of the Void. A mass evacuation of workers. Nothing can really handle this for Railgun. There are a few Roaches trying to snipe down Hellbats here and there, kiting them back, and all the Hellbats are now dead, but these Thors and these siege tanks just destroying everything. There are still Hellbats left here. A single Marine, I guess, for anti-air. I don't know. Probably the Thors are pretty good at that as well. And that's it. Bombs the size just to back out. pretty happy about killing that base. It's 197 to 144 in favor of the Terran player. 72 to 71 harvesters. Another base coming up to replace the one that he lost by Railgan. And just banelings, corruptors, roaches. Railgan just seems to be trying to find a composition that will handle this. We are getting, what is this one called? Adrenal glands. I knew that one. Adrenal glands is on the way to make those lings a little bit extra DPS-y. We are getting a greater spire, like I said. Are we actually going to see broodlords? Would be pretty good against this composition, I have to imagine. Are we going to morph them in is the question. Where are those corruptors? Corruptors are here, not morphing in quite yet. Railgun does have the bank for it, and there we go. Morphing in a bunch of those broodlords. Ling run by, trying to kill what they can, but get burned up immediately by these Hellions with the Infernal Flamethrower. Infernal Pre-Igniter has been researched as well, making them extra good against those Lings. Poor guys. Tanks on the way. Liberators are here. Have to see how Liberators do against those Broodlords, but here we come again. Lings actually can't do much because this is a planetary fortress. Excellent choice there by our friend Bombs. Lings running on up, going to get us around on these tanks. Probably take all three of them down. Well played. This Ling counterattack doing a lot of damage, killing so many workers left and right, hitting that economy right where he needs to hit it. These Lings trying to get through this wall as fast as they can. Are they going to be able to get there before the reinforcements show up? And yes, they do take down a few supply depots. This one will probably burn down as well, but get burned up by the pre-igniter as well. So Railgun putting the pressure on as best he can. 71 to 57 harvesters now is actually up on the Terran player fairly substantially. He has the Broodlords. Again, they're slow though. They can be kind of taken advantage of by some faster moving units like Hellions, for example, that are very, very fast. But here we come with our ragtag group of 152 supply. It is Banelings, it is Zerglings, it is Corruptors and Broodlords, and a Queen. Resaturating this base that has just barely been planted back up. A little bit oversaturated. Taking that extractor again. He needs so much gas to make this work. But this mech push is dangerous. Oh, the Vikings are here too. The Vikings perfectly countering everything Railgun is trying to do. And here we come, transforming into Hellbats. Vikings overhead. Tanks here with their +2 doing 31 damage. 2 armored on the ground. Gonna zoom out everybody in front, trying to take down these Broodlords before they can do too much damage. The Queens here trying to provide the anti-air. Banelings rolling in, killing all that they can. A few tanks at the front die, but the Broodlords are dying left and right. Viking and Liberator just melting them so fast. Queens trying to do what they can. Railgun saying congrats. And that is it. Bombs is victorious. Railgun has left the game. So I guess what we learned here today is that mech is just as effective in Legacy of the Void as it is in Heart of the Swarm. So Terran players, take heart. It looks like at this point at least it's pretty good against those Zerg Swarm enemies. Thank you so much for watching. This has been yet another Falcon daily Blizzard upload by FalconPaladin. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Facebook, all /FalconPaladin. Again, I do try to post Blizzard updates and funny things on my social sites. You don't just see, hey, here's my latest post, because if you're subscribed, you'll see those anyway. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and heard today. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.